Hey watch friends, today we're going to be taking a look at a couple watches sent into the channel on loaner from Signum. These are both from their Sollus series, and we're going to be looking at two very different models. One is the automatic and the other one is their chronograph. So I'm looking forward to checking these out and hope you are as well. Let's go and first get this box cracked open. Alright, so inside, if you've seen any of the prior Signum reviews, it looks like the inner boxes are going to be the same for these, or the outer boxes rather I should say, are the same for these as they have been for some prior models. We previously looked at the Cuda and a few different variations of that, as well as their Cerro, which is the bronze. So good, let's set that one aside, and we'll look and see what this one is first. So sliding that open, you have a slip cover here, just plain black on the outside. Then you have inside, this is just a black textured cardboard box here, Signum logo on the top. Slide that open. Then we have the familiar flap, and then the Signum logo again. Okay, so first, this one is the automatic version. This one, as you can see, is kind of a dressier style. Let me see, do we have... what's going on there with the crystal? All right, we've got some debris, sorry about that, on the crystal there. It looks like that was like sticker residue or something for that. That might even been from the top of the box. But we'll get that cleaned up in the full review, which the full review of both of these will be coming. But the overall style of this one, as you can see, it's a little bit of a dressier form factor. Sizing is going to be coming in, and these are just their specs. I'll measure my own for the full review. But they have the case at 40.5 millimeters. The lug to lug is going to be coming in at a nice versatile 46 millimeters. The lugs are going to be a strap change friendly 20 millimeters. The thickness is 10 millimeters, and the movement is going to be a Miyota 9039, which if you're familiar with the channel, you know I'm a big fan of the Miyota 9000 series. This one's the no date version. So basically the same thing as the 9015, just with no date. So let's flip that over. Very nice Geneva striping, as you can see, not only on the custom rotor, but then you also have it on the movement itself. And then finally, even on the case back, which that's something I don't recall seeing. I'm sure there are other ones out there, but I don't believe we've had any on the channel that actually had that Geneva striping on the case back itself. Very cool look to that overall. I like all that incorporation. This particular version that we're looking at here, this looks like it is the Labradorite, specifically the purple Labradorite, which we checked out in the past. The Cerro, I actually own in my personal collection. I have one of these as well. So be curious to get those side by side and look at the difference for that. But as you can see, you know, it's just a gorgeous purple color for that. We'll get this in much better lighting as well as for outdoor for the full review. But you can see kind of the striations that go through that and just the neat mineral effect. You get the lines as you move through, almost looks like cracks through that, but that's just part of the material. Very cool look, something I enjoy a lot as far as the overall aesthetic. And then the same thing, you get like that crystal look through there. But here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist to give you an idea of how that wears for sizing. And you can see nice thin form factor to this. Have nice polished chamfers on the side here, so a nice incorporation, almost like a satellite shape to this for the aesthetic. So it keeps for nice soft for the lug cuts as it goes through. So nice looking piece there. I'm looking forward to getting some wrist time with this and seeing how that is in usage for the full review. So let's get all of that set aside, and now let's check out the other that we know we have coming up here. So this one now is going to be the Chronograph, and we'll see which specific version this is. Oh, very nice. So as you can see, this one, in looking at that dial, that looks like this is, I believe, the blue Sodalite for the dial on this one. And then again, got that debris. I think that's happening. Yeah, so that's what's going on there is it looks like the logo on the inside of the box. Hopefully in the production version they'll put some kind of like a spacer or something in there. It looks like this is actually rubbing off on the crystal, so that's something that should just clean up easily. But in case you receive it and you have the same situation, you're wondering what that sticky residue is. Looks like that's the top of the box there. All right, so this one is going to be a Chrono style, as you can of course see here. Double pusher configuration, crown in at the 3 o'clock position. The case on this is coming in at 42.5 millimeters. The lug to lug is going to be coming in at 48 millimeters. Let's check that out there. So you can see more of a slab type design on this one and more of a traditional overall case shape from both the top profile as well as the side profile. The lugs are going to be jumping up to 22 millimeters, so still very strap change friendly, standard size there. The thickness is going to be 12 millimeters, so not too bad at all, especially for this style of watch. And then the movement, this is going to be a Seiko VK63, which is in their Mecha Quartz, which we've looked at other ones in the past, actually recently featured some as well. What that is that's going to be effectively a quartz movement, but it does have for the drivetrain, and let's get that going. Nice positive click from that. And you can see the second hand, the Chrono second hand ticking around there. And then snaps back position, which is very nice there. But overall, basically you get a mechanical drivetrain while having the primary movement being a quartz movement. In this case back, this is another one what's really unique. They did kind of, it looks like a yin and yang pattern for the back. But then if you notice, coming out of the yin or yang, I can't remember which is which, but coming out of the black and transitioning into what would be the white, and here, kind of the silver. It looks like that's, I'm assuming, the tree of life that's coming out there, and you can see the roots going down in. So that's a really cool touch. And something, these Mecha Quartz movements aren't the prettiest movements in the world, so they will otherwise be kind of plain to look at. I really like this combination. I think it's a neat touch to give it kind of an artistic feel as opposed to just a plain case back, while at the same time not really drawing too much attention to the movement itself. And then this, it looks like they carried forward a variation of the Geneva striping on this case back as well. So it's nice to see continuity. Let's get a closer look at that dial. Legibility, I will say, initial impression here, the hands, at least in this lighting, the hands tend to blur in a little bit with the reflection, just picking up some of the dark colors around here, and it's not the best lighting in the studio right now with the inclement weather outside. But that does kind of disappear a little on this blue dial. And then same thing with kind of the sub dials. A little bit hard to read on camera with some of those sub dials, but we'll get more time with it and check that out. And of course, they do have many different varieties. If you are not yet familiar with Signum, you'll quickly realize one of the big hallmarks of them is they're doing all kinds of crazy dials. So they're playing around with a lot of minerals, a lot of different things. So they have turquoise with copper in multiple colors, azurite, sodalite, labradorite, all different kinds of things out there. So a lot of really cool stuff going on. But here it is as far as a side-by-side. And actually, I didn't put that on wrist. So here's how the Chrono sits on my 6.5 inch wrist, just to give you an idea there of sizing. And then here are the two next to each other, just to give you a little better idea as to what these two look like, not only for the difference in coloration, but also the overall case shape. I've got to say, for me personally, out of the gate, I'm definitely much more of an automatic guy, but honestly, I knew that going into this. I just like that overall aesthetic. I like how it kind of blurs the line between, somewhat of a dress watch, but more of, I guess, like a sports watch or what have you for it. I find these to be very versatile in use, and I just generally like the look of it, though this is no slouch over here with the Chrono either. So I'm looking forward to checking both of these out. All right, well, there you have it. This has been just a quick first look at this pair. If you did like this video, as always, please do hit that like button. And most importantly, if you haven't done so already, please do smash that subscribe button. Helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. Finally, if you're looking for another medium, you can find me on Instagram. Plus, I'll have affiliate links if you want to purchase any straps or anything else. Thanks for watching.